This is Mwangi Wajumbi, a professional trainer on strategy, performance management, change management, and also leadership. Also a widely published writer on the same areas in the Kenyan media. The most notable publication is a monthly strategy column in a magazine titled Small and Medium Enterprise Today, which lasted 5 years between 2013 and 2018. As I wrote that column on a monthly basis, I was influenced to write 2 publications. The first one titled Career Dynamics in the 21st Century, as you can see it here. Sub-theme, Unleashing the Human Performance Potential, first published in 2015. And almost as soon as it was published, it attracted the interest of the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development. And in 2016, it was approved for circulation in secondary schools in Kenya. And the same year, 2016, it was used for architecture of the competency-based curriculum, CBC. As the book circulated in schools, I was again influenced to write another one based on demand from leaders. And in 2018, I wrote the book titled Living Beyond Survival, sub-theme No More Tiptoeing in Life, as you can see it on this other side. And this second publication attracted 2 forwards, one from a vice chancellor of a university and the other one from the CEO of Kenya Institute of Management. And the 2 forwards made the book to become very authoritative, and it also continued circulating in schools and other institutions, just like Career Dynamics in the 21st Century. In other words, they became twins, which enables readers to understand how the empowerment strategy can work effectively in the 21st century. Now, what is the issue of interest today? Before I go forward, I would request you to subscribe to our channel so that you get updated promptly as soon as there is an upgrade of trading issues, especially on the education system or empowerment matters. As I share the issues of interest today, I would first like to ask a few questions. What is it that you do for a living today? Are you passionate about what you do, or you are only passionate about what you get from what you do? If you are passionate about what you do, is it possible to give free service where you do not expect immediate rewards and still enjoy doing what you do, like I do? If yes is the answer, then you are close to living your purpose in life. Why am I concerned about those questions? When I was in school at university, I studied a course titled African Philosophy. There are so many philosophies, but my university was specializing on African philosophy. And I only did it for one term and finished the issue of philosophy. But I learned great lessons from philosophy. I realized that philosophy is a search and dissemination of knowledge for the improvement of the welfare of humanity. And after finishing school, that mindset attracted me or made me to get a calling in management consulting and training. And I did that in organizations until eventually ended up in the school system when I decided to approach it from a bottom-up empowerment strategy. And as that continued, I came to realize that each of us is gifted differently. And those gifts are the ones which are supposed to contribute towards the improvement of the welfare of humanity, if applied appropriately. As such, with that realization, I never shy away from talking about what I do in the media, through my writings, in social setups, and every forum that I'll find a number of people, I always say what I do and how they can get help from me in case they could be going through challenges. Remember, I'm not a professor, so I do not have a title before my name. And as such, unless I say what I do, people will not understand how they can get help from me, like they expect from somebody who is Dr. So-and-so, Professor so-and-so, and such titles. So in my case, having understood philosophy so well, I made it a way of life of sharing what I do freely. And that has contributed a lot of times or continually towards the improvement of the welfare of humanity in different ways. And I can give many examples. Sometimes in December 2020, 5 families or 5 couples were invited to visit one family where there was a grandchild who was 1.5 years old. And after the usual introductions and bitings and all that, each of us was asked to say something, most importantly for the interests of the young couple. And when my turn came, it happened to be the last one. I brought out some two issues that may be of interest even to you. And the first one, I asked the young couple to be very careful about what the young boy, who was 1.5 years, learns from their actions and activities, because they copy the same. It is an issue of monkey see, monkey do. And I gave an example of my own experience of our firstborn daughter when she was exactly 1.5 years, and I was somehow busy in the house with her, just the two of us. She started chewing my cigarettes. I was a heavy smoker, and she started doing like I do, trying to chew my cigarettes. Imagine at 1.5 years. That for me was quite embarrassing, and I had to work out ways and means of stopping this habit at the earliest possible opportunity. And because of that disturbance, I stopped smoking on 30th April 1991. I never forget that date, because I have never touched a cigarette ever since. And that was influenced by our young daughter. Or the next issue that was interest, which could also benefit the young couple. And I told them, now that they have one child, they should not tire from bringing forth as many children as they can. Why so? As we learn from the Bible, Genesis 9 verse 7, it says, multiply, bring forth to this world, fill this world. And that means we are supposed to bring forth as many children as possible to fill this world. But in our case, we were trying not to bring out as many children as we can, because we didn't know what would happen to them once they grow up, whether they could get jobs, whether they could be successful. But something has happened in the recent years. We now know that every child born to every family is born with a unique gift, which may be either intellectual or physical. Or when those gifts, you may also call them talents, are followed, then those children will eventually be able to contribute towards the improvement of the welfare of humanity once they become of age. Did you know that that is precisely what the competence-based curriculum is doing or trying to achieve? Exactly that is what is likely to happen once it is effected appropriately. So, what it means, there will be no issue of joblessness once, or disempowerment, as has been the case once the CBC takes the right shape as expected. And with that, I finished my talk and asked the young couple never to forget what I have said. And immediately I finished, one guest we had not met before pulled me aside and asked me, "Are you a teacher, by the way?" I said, "Yes, I teach students in Form 2, Form 3, Form 4, and also their teachers. I have seminars for the different groups. I also train in universities wherever I'm invited, and also in the religious sector. And I'm also well entrenched in training in organizations with the authority of the National Industrial Training Authority for many years. But I spread through the school system because of my two publications titled Career Dynamics in the 21st Century and Living Beyond Survival. And the guest became very interested and asked whether he can be able to get my publications because they sound like they are of interest. And what had happened was to have them fetched from the car, and he acquired two of them, Career Dynamics in the 21st Century and Living Beyond Survival. And I thought that was the end. But 2 days after, I was called by this guest, and he invited me to go to his Nairobi-based school, which I did not know. From that day, the following day, which I did. And upon arrival, the first thing was to acquire 2 more books. And I was also introduced to the head teacher of the school. By the way, the school is very huge, and it's in an international school which handles different curriculums, international curriculums actually, British, German, and others, including our own competency-based curriculum, and also the 844 curriculum. And they declared interest in having a seminar for teachers as and when they are ready. When they have read the books, they are free to call me for a seminar. And come August 2021, we had a discussion with the authorities in the school, and on 26th of August, I conducted a seminar for 80 primary school teachers of an international school, which, as I said, handles different curriculums from different parts of the world. And for me, that was very exciting. And I got very good feedback on how they benefited from the seminar. And the matter ended on that day when the exam results of the KCPE 2021 were received or were released. I noticed a one-page advert appearing in the Daily Nation of a certain date, whereby there were photos of more than 60 students from that school who had acquired 400 marks and above. That for me was quite exciting, having had 80 teachers of the school passing through my hands. Meanwhile, the next thing that I have experienced from that social gathering that led to that seminar of teachers of the primary school is that the young family we had gone to visit, who by that time had one kid in December 2020. I just learned the other day that they now have 3 family members. So an additional 2 from the time that we met in December 2020. And for me, I've been asking myself a few questions. Are my studies in philosophy actually contributing towards the improvement of the welfare of the society? It may be coincidental, but, well, I don't know how it should be coincidental all the time that I have interacted with schools and now even with families. I can share more and more on this, but I encourage everybody to read my publications, Career Dynamics in the 21st Century and Living Beyond Survival, sub-theme No More Tiptoeing in Life, so that people can know how to align themselves and live their purpose in the 21st century and eventually acquire the desired success. More is available on this YouTube channel. Just subscribe so that you are updated every time there's a new upgrade, which happen almost every week. Don't hesitate also to invite us for conducting seminars in schools, secondary schools, in churches, in universities, and also organizations. Our knowledge is applicable to everybody who is living in the 21st century. You can also contact us on 0772 51 6210 or 0722 51 6210. Thank you and have a very good day.